going on, people? Ursula here. Welcome back to the channel. Tomorrow, Arsenal play Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. It is the third round of fixtures, and I'm looking forward to it. Until I realised the last time we played Atletico Madrid, they had knocked us out of the Europa League semi-finals. For a bit more context, it was Arsene Wenger's final season as Arsenal boss, and it fell in tatters as we drew the first leg 1-1 and then lost the second leg 1-0. Diego Costa in the second leg. But this was the last time that Atletico Madrid, Diego Simeone, Antoine Griezmann had to come to the Emirates. And it was one of the most traumatic games of our life. And looking back at the game, and I watched the highlights, how did we not win that game? I do not know. Well, I do know. We had Mustafi and Koscielny dropping stinker after stinker every game. They fell over, got bodied by Griezmann, Koscielny did, before Mustafi did turn it into prime Steven Gerrard as Griezmann scored the easiest goal of his life. And these stats don't lie. We had 76% possession, 28 shots on goal, 8 on target. Oblak made 7 saves. We only scored 1 goal against 10 men Atletico Madrid. And when you look back at the starting lineup, there is no players that play for Arsenal as of now that started in that lineup. In fact, when you look at this team, Jack Wilshere is a manager, now Luton Town. Monreal had retired. Koscielny had retired. Mustafi's now retired. Bellerin's at Real Betis. Ospina's playing in Colombia. Ramsey is playing in Mexico. Welbeck is probably the only player that's doing really well for himself. You know, he's scoring goals at Brighton. He's been there for 5 years now. And Lacazette is now at Saudi. Even when you look on the Atletico Madrid side of things, Falcao is a name you don't hear in a while. But Oblak, still at the club. Koke, still at the club. Griezmann, still at the club, albeit a spell at Barcelona. You know, Saul Niguez is at Flamengo right now with Jorginho. Thomas Partey, now at Villarreal. There's a charge on him. We'll see what happens from there. If you have been a victim of SA, there is a link. I'll put it in the description because I've mentioned this guy's name. In fact, in the second leg, he played as a right back. That's all I've got to say. And like, when you look at the bench that was in there, Diego Costa, crazy, insane. You know, we had Iwobi, Eddie Nketiah, Czech, Rob Holding, Kolasinac, Ainsley Man Nelson. I'm wearing the kit that ultimately we lost that game in, which is harrowing. But this time around, 7 years later, we are in good form. Since that Liverpool game, we have not lost. We are unbeaten in October. In fact, we're unbeaten in September. I've gone on a run of games where we've got 8 games without a defeat, 7 of those being victories. And that is pretty impressive from Arsenal's point of view, but there's still a lot of improvements to be made. This will be a very tough test. I think the biggest test against a low block opposition with a lot of creativity. You know, we're going to be facing the likes of Alvarez. Just a quick reminder, I will be live watching Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid tomorrow. Please tune in. I don't get any viewers in the live streams on YouTube, and it actually bothers me. But it would be nice if you guys can join the stream, comment below, watch the game with me. It will be on Amazon Prime for the UK viewers, and you can sign up, watch the game for free, and watch my watch along at the same time. It would be incredible. It would be insane. Please do join the stream. And also, if you are new, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Thank you. More videos on the way. Enjoy this preview between Arsenal and Real Madrid. Come on. No mistake about it. This is Arsenal's hardest game against a low block this season. We're going to be facing Simeone with the likes of Alvarez and Antoine Griezmann. You know, this guy is 34 years old, but still capable of creating a lot of chances for a side on a counter-attack. And, guys, we need to see 2 players start getting important goal contributions. And that is Victor Gyökeres and Eberechi Eze. I like Gyökeres. I think he's slowly adapting to the Arsenal mindset. He's a great player. However, 3 goals in the Premier League in 11 Arsenal appearances isn't enough. He has had minutes against Fort Vale. He's had minutes against Olympiacos where he failed to score and deliver. If he had 2 or more goals, I don't think any Arsenal fan would be complaining. But against Fulham, he struggled to hit the net. Okay, the goalkeeper, Leno, made some good saves in that time, and he was creating half chances this week. But we signed him to put the ball in the back of the net. When I watch Gyökeres, I feel like Giroud is back on our screens. As if Giroud had come back to Arsenal under Wenger and he was missing sitter and after sitter after sitter. The amount of times that Saka had created so many chances for Gyökeres with the cutbacks, and he was just nowhere to be seen. He didn't get there first, and that is the worrying sign for me. And when you look at this, he's not scored since Nottingham Forest. You know, the Eze cross. That's worrying. And I know he deserved the penalty against Newcastle United. He deserved that penalty against Fulham. Players are overly rough on him, but that's adapting to the English game. That's adapting to the best league in the world. You know, I thought the international break were doing good. Sweden ended up losing 2 games. They ended up sacking their manager, and Graham Potter is in charge. It'll be interesting to see how Gyökeres gets on. But we have signed him for around 60 million. We are top of the table. He is adapting. He is creating half chances for himself. He is allowing Saka and Martinelli to play a lot better because he's occupying the defenders. I thought the Fulham defence of Diop, Kowenka, Joachim Anderson, they were all targeting him. Bassi even coming on off the bench was targeting him as well. And I'm like, he's not even getting a break. But at the same time, the amount of cutbacks that Saka had created for him, he's not there first. And that is the worrying sign. And he is a big signing for Arsenal. He is in his prime years. He bagged 97 goals in 102 appearances for Sporting. Am I expecting that? No. But what I am expecting is 5 goals from 11 games. You know, I love your careers. And I think he will have a big game against Atletico Madrid. He will have a fair few chances. You know, against a very good goalkeeper in Jan Black. Albeit he's not in his prime anymore. But get the goals. That'll shush all the haters. And because he is improving Arsenal. Alan Shearer said it best on Match of the Day. If you look at the tweet right there. He is pinning the defenders back to where they don't want to be. Unlike Mourinho and Havertz, where they were false nines. They were getting the ball to their feet. The defenders had so much time to defend against them. And Saka was marked by 3 players every game. If you watched Arsenal v Fulham on the weekend, Saka caused problems for Sessegnon. And Saka is a man on form, and Saka is the man that can win Arsenal a game just like that. But we need to see more from our new signing in Victor Gyökeres. You know, he's getting chances in front of goal. It's not like we're isolating them. Even against, you know, Newcastle, he was through and gone. He was just taken out by Nick Pope. And he had 1 or 2 chances after that. He fired one over the bar against Fulham. He hit the target twice against Leno. But these need to convert into goals. These need to be converted into goals. And maybe we'll get a penalty, maybe we'll take one, then hit a run of form. Maybe, like every other Arsenal signing, they start blossoming come January. Mourinho and Havertz being 2 fantastic examples. Title race Havertz was bagging in it almost every game in the Emirates. Victor Gyökeres can do that. Saka is an important goal. Like, he was brilliant against Fulham in that second half. He was absolutely brilliant as he got back to his best. You know, when you look at his performance against Fulham, he was everywhere. He was the man of the match. He was driving on that momentum. His set piece was brilliant for Gabriel to head it on to Trossard, who scored the winner. You know, he was important in creating those chances. So, and we are dominating games. We are controlling games. We're getting more shots on target. We deserve to beat Fulham, and we're going to need to have an improvement to beat Atletico, who are such a tough opposition. And looking into the squad, I want to see more of Eze as well. Eze's got 2 assists and 1 goal for Arsenal so far in the 9 appearances he's had. Albeit, he should have started against Liverpool. He was unlucky not to have scored against West Ham that led to the goal from Rice. But the chances are coming in for him. He is creating for Arsenal. I think he's better as a left-handed centre midfielder where he can cut in with his right and create chances. His assist for Martinelli shows how great he is creating the ball with his long-range passing, how authentic he is with the brain, you know? As he's gonna back tomorrow, he's magic, My guy, Eze, man. But I thought he struggled against Fulham. And hopefully that doesn't take away his confidence because he can unlock that athletic defence. And yeah, I'm starting Eze, Gyökeres, Martinelli, and Saka in the front four. That's what I want to see. If it's with Zubimendi and Rice, cool. If it's with Marino and Rice, calm. We're happy. Marino can get goals from the box crashing positions where he's making late runs into the box out of nowhere, scoring goals like prime for Lampard. But the important thing is that we're creating chances for these players, and Eberechi has a big game standing in the shoes of captain Martin Odegaard. Because this guy can win games on his own. He's done it for Palace many a times. He has 1 goal and 2 assists for Arsenal. That pass to Martinelli was brilliant. Even done well in the international break, scoring against Latvia, as we see here. And I am confident. I am very confident that we can beat Atletico because we've got the superb defence with it, with Gabriel, with William Saliba, who I expect Arsenal to start. When you look at, I think this will be the lineup with Trossard starting at left attacking midfielder. And I've seen Arteta mix it up a bit with Mosquera coming in, with even Saliba's been dropped. You've seen Rice get minutes off the bench. So we'll see what Arteta can bring for this Atletico Madrid side. And then Atletico Madrid have a wealth of talent, right? Despite their lack of form, they have a wealth of talent. Alvarez is brilliant. That free kick he scored against Real Madrid springs to mind. He's on world-class territory. He's one of Argentina's best players. He could win Argentina the World Cup again. And then you look at the engine in Llorente. Conor Gallagher is used to playing Arsenal before. He's an engine. He's a warrior in that midfield. I am very confident that Arsenal will beat Atletico Madrid tomorrow because our attacking creativity is there. Yet we have Gabriel and Saliba at the back that can stop anybody on their day. We've only conceded 1 open play goal all season. And it's going to be a tricky game for Alvarez and Sorloth and all of these players that Atletico Madrid have got. As much as it would be for Arsenal's Gyökeres, Martinelli, and Saka. This is what FootMob has predicted as the starting level. This is what FootMob predicted for the lineup tomorrow. I do think that Calafiori will start ahead of Lewis Skelly. I think Timber starts ahead of White. And I think Eze could start on the left-hand side ahead of Martinelli and Trossard because Marino can get goals going forward. But I'd rather see Eze there. I'd rather see Martinelli there. Gyökeres, Saka as the front four. Rice and Zubimendi in midfield. It'll be interesting to see what Atletico Madrid go with. Sorloth has been in rotation with Griezmann. I want revenge over Griezmann. He done the Fortnite dance celebration. It'd be nice to see Gabriel score and do it back at him. I can't lie. He might not even know what happened in that day. He might not even remember Gabriel. He might not have even seen it before. But the fans of the Emirates era, the Arsene Wenger days, all know. And Jan Black. Last time he was at the Emirates, he made 7 saves. As Mesut Ozil ran the show. And we come out of there with a 1-1 draw. And then lost due to Diego Costa at the Wanda Metropolitano. As you can see there, that's the team form of the last 5 games. They've beaten Real Madrid 5-2. Then Eintracht Frankfurt 5-1. Celta Vigo and Atletico, there was a draw. Then Inter Milan, that was a hard-fought draw for the Spanish side. But they did get a win against Osasuna just past the international break. In fact, this was a friendly. Whereas Arsenal have won the last 5 games, unbeaten since September. 1 draw in that time, that was only against Manchester City. So hopefully there's no other injury issues that Arsenal have got because we are without Martin Odegaard, Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz and Noni Madueke, which is important for Arsenal because that's a new signing, Madueke. Odegaard is our captain. Kai Havertz to ease the lowdown on Victor Gyökeres, who we just spoke about. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. I think we will get a few goals. I just want revenge over Griezmann, man. Please, Arsenal. Get the win. Get 9 points from 9 in the Champions League. Keep our winning run. Come on. And big momentum builder for Crystal Palace. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. In a bit, people. In a bit. I'm out.